Have you ever wondered why the moon, unlike most celestial bodies, glows in the dark? It's a question that's fascinated humans for centuries. The answer begins with understanding that the moon, in fact, doesn't glow on its own. Surprised? Well, let me unravel this cosmic mystery for you. The moon, a loyal companion of our planet, is not a source of light itself. Instead, it's a brilliant illusionist. During its nocturnal appearance, it's actually performing a beautiful celestial ballet, reflecting sunlight off its surface and directing it towards our Earth. Think about it as a mirror placed strategically in the vast expanse of space, catching the sun's rays and beaming them back to us. This reflected light from the moon's surface is what lights up our night sky, causing the moon to appear as if it's glowing in the dark. So the moon doesn't produce its own light, but instead borrows it from the sun. The moon's glow, while simple in theory, involves a fascinating interplay of light and matter. So, what's the science behind this celestial light show? It all comes down to the moon's surface, known as regolith. This powdery layer is made up of tiny, shattered rocks and dust, the remnants of billions of years of meteoric impacts. When the sun's rays hit the regolith, something interesting happens. The tiny fragments act like countless mirrors, reflecting the sunlight in all directions. This reflected light then makes its journey across the vast expanse of space, some 238,855 miles, to reach our eyes here on Earth. And there we have it, the moon's glow. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. The amount of reflected light we see isn't constant, it varies. Ever noticed how the moon seems to change shape over the month? That's not the moon playing hide and seek, but rather it's due to the different amounts of sunlight reaching our eyes. As the moon orbits the Earth, different parts receive sunlight at varying angles. Sometimes, we see a sliver of reflected light, giving us a crescent moon. Other times, the entire face of the moon is illuminated, resulting in a full moon. It's not magic, but the science behind the moon's glow is indeed magical. Despite this clear scientific explanation, many misconceptions persist about the moon's glow. It's time we debunked some of these myths. Perhaps one of the most common misconceptions is that the moon produces its own light, much like the sun. However, the truth is, the moon merely reflects sunlight. It's like a giant mirror in the sky, bouncing back the sun's rays and illuminating our nights. Another widespread fallacy is that the moon only glows at night. Sure, it's easier to spot when the sun is down, but it doesn't mean it takes a break during the day. The moon is always there, glowing whether we see it or not, depending on our position and the time of day. So let's bid goodbye to these misconceptions. The moon isn't a self-sustaining light source, nor does it only shine at night. Understanding the true reason behind the moon's glow helps us appreciate this natural phenomenon even more. So, what makes the moon shine in our night sky? To encapsulate, the moon's glow is a fascinating interplay of sunlight, the moon's surface, and its position relative to the Earth and sun. It's not self-luminous, rather it basks in the sun's light, reflecting it back to us. The variations in its glow are dictated by its phases, essentially the changing angles of sunlight hitting its surface. The next time you gaze at the moon, remember you're seeing a celestial dance of sunlight, matter, and perspective.